3 years. For 3 long years, Shen WenLang searched everywhere. Every city, every lead, every whisper of a name. But GaoTu was nowhere to be found. At first, Shen WenLang's hope burned brightly, fierce like the alpha he was. But as months turned into years, the flame flickered weakly. Still, he never let it die out completely. He couldn't. Because in the back of his mind, he always remembered the Omega who had once smiled at him so tenderly. The Omega who carried his child. The Omega who disappeared. One afternoon, Shen WenLang found himself in an unexpected position. Babysitting.
Yes, babysitting.com. Huiyang and Sheng Xiaoyu had flown off to Europe for work and a belated honeymoon.
Their son, little Xiao HuaSheng, was left in the reluctant care of his godfather, Shen WenLang. It was almost laughable. The cold, sharp alpha who hated children being called WenLang Papa. Xiao HuaSheng's soft voice rang through the house, melting a corner of Shen WenLang's icy exterior. This child was nothing like the ones he avoided in the past. Xiao HuaSheng was clever, sweet, and far too observant for his age. Perhaps it was the blood of his enigma father running in his veins. One day, with wide pleading eyes, Xiao HuaSheng tugged on Shen WenLang's sleeve and said, "Papa, take me to the amusement park in Country V." At first, Shen WenLang flatly refused. He was a busy man with a business trip lined up, not some wandering babysitter. But Huiyang gave his permission. And when Xiao HuaSheng clung tighter, blinking his adorable eyes, Shen WenLang surrendered. He sighed, pinching the bridge of his nose. Fine, but only this once. Little did he know, that decision would change everything. Country V, a bustling city filled with laughter, neon lights, and unknown to Shen WenLang, the very place GaoTu had been hiding all these years. That day, fate tightened its strings. Both Xiao HuaSheng and another boy, Gao LeLe, had just turned 3 years old. Both boys were in the amusement park that afternoon, running free with childish excitement. And then collision. Xiao HuaSheng ran too fast, bumping straight into Gao LeLe. Both toppled onto the ground, their small frames tumbling in confusion. "LeLe!" GaoTu's panicked voice pierced the air. He rushed forward, fear gripping his chest. "HuaSheng!" Shen WenLang's deep tone followed, sharp with alarm. 2 fathers. 2 boys. 1 accident. But when Shen WenLang turned, his world stopped. That voice he hadn't heard in years. GaoTu. He froze. GaoTu's face went pale. His heart raced painfully in his chest. The Omega's first instinct was fear that Shen WenLang would discover the secret he had guarded so desperately. He hugged Gao LeLe tightly to his chest, trembling. Shen WenLang's eyes darkened, his alpha instincts screaming. He stepped closer, gaze falling on the small boy in GaoTu's arms. "Is that my child?" The question hung heavy in the air. GaoTu's heart shattered, but his lips moved faster than his courage. "No!" he blurted, shaking his head. His voice cracked, but he forced the lie out. I aborted the baby. There is no child between us." Shen WenLang's eyes narrowed dangerously. But GaoTu pressed on, his words spilling like poison. "I don't want your money. I never did. I'm sorry I lied about my identity back then. If you want to punish someone, punish me. Just don't involve my son." Tears brimmed in his eyes, his entire frame trembling as he shielded Gao LeLe with his body. Just then, another voice cut through the tension. "Xiao Tuzi." It was Maheng the Alpha who had stood by GaoTu during his darkest times, who helped him through his painful pregnancy. His face was flushed with anger as he rushed forward. Hearing that intimate nickname, Little Rabbit, sent Shen WenLang's blood boiling. Jealousy surged like wildfire burning through his veins. But he clenched his fists, forcing himself to stay calm. He couldn't risk GaoTu running away again. Not now, not when he was finally within reach. "Enough," Shen WenLang said firmly. His voice was steady, commanding. "We need to talk. Privately." And with that, he guided both GaoTu and Gao LeLe into his car. Inside the confined space, the tension was suffocating. GaoTu avoided Shen WenLang's eyes, clutching his son close. Meanwhile, Xiao HuaSheng, ever the sharp little observer, sat quietly, studying everything. When his clever gaze flicked between GaoTu and Shen WenLang, realization sparked in his young mind. He understood something the adults were too afraid to voice. He leaned toward Gao LeLe and whispered softly, "I'm sorry your daddy is crying." Then without hesitation, he pulled off his little face mask and handed it over. "Here, you can borrow mine." Gao LeLe blinked, innocent and confused, but he took the mask off his face and gave it to Xiao HuaSheng. At that moment, Shen WenLang finally looked up, and his breath caught. Gao LeLe's face, those eyes, that nose, that jawline. It was like looking into a mirror of his own childhood. The boy was undeniably his, a spitting image, a perfect reflection. His son, joy, anger, relief, and heartbreak all collided in Shen WenLang's chest. He wanted to scream, to laugh, to cry, but all he could do was stare at the boy, trembling from the force of his emotio. 3 months later, Shen WenLang made sure fate would never steal GaoTu and Gao LeLe from him again. He moved into the house right next door, refusing to be shaken off. Every day, he appeared. Every day, he pestered GaoTu, sometimes with excuses, sometimes with genuine concern, sometimes just to see him and the child. GaoTu resisted, but his defenses weakened each night. And when Gao LeLe fell asleep, GaoTu often disappeared into the darkness, slipping next door. To Shen WenLang, the neighbors whispered, but neither man cared. And little Gao LeLe, sharp in his own innocent way, noticed. He saw how his Omega father always vanished to meet their new neighbor. He saw the warmth in Shen WenLang's eyes, the strange pull between them. One night, clutching his blanket, Gao LeLe whispered to himself with a smile, "Maybe one day, I'll have to change my name to Shen LeLe." And so, after years of pain, lies, and separation, fate finally allowed them to come together again. Not perfectly, not easily, but together, because love always finds a way back home. Happily ever after. The end. If this heartbreaking yet heartwarming ABO story touched you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more emotional voiceovers, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next chapter of love, loss, and destiny. Tell me in the comments, do you think GaoTu should have forgiven Shen WenLang so easily? Or should he have made him work harder for it?